Good evening, all of you. One second, huh, dear? Good evening. Chalo. Hello, all of you. Here we begin with the second class for exemption. 80% of the portion we have done yesterday, and today we are revising all the exemptions which are very important. That's what we are doing. I'm not teaching you only all the exemptions. तो जो पढ़ा है उसको ही अच्छे से पढ़ेंगे वापस. We will revise, and today we are going to work out the problems. Okay, I have added some problems at the end. So if you have taken the printout yesterday, 15th onwards, 3 to 4 problems I have added, being very important, and that's how it's recently being asked. Okay, right? So with this, actually, we will finish the portion for CMA students for GST. DT Sarathi batch is done, GST is done, and there won't be any classes for 3-4 days now. And then we will be taking up here in YouTube live custom classes also. So like this we will complete. But of course, to be honest, custom classes I'll keep it little later, maybe after 27th of April, because on priority MTP discussion is to be done for CA students, because very few days are left for exam. And 2-3 small topics which have been added, surely they are going to come at least for 8 marks, looking at your MTPs, paper pattern and all. Yeah, some of you had doubt for case studies also. I'll clear all that in the MTP class. Right now, let us quickly begin. Did you listen to the song in the beginning? It's in Hindi. Many of you understand good. If you don't understand, Neki ki raah pe tu chal. It is very nice, positive, that whenever our mindset has doubt inside, fear inside, we need to face it headstrong again and again and bring it back on track. No one can stay focused and positive all the time. It's not possible. So accept that sometimes we may be diverted, sometimes we may be doubting, sometimes we may go off the track. It's absolutely okay. But most important is how fast, being alert, you can come back on the track. ठीक है, अभी पढ़ते जाना है, करते जाना है. I don't want to do any analysis whether this is it, that is that. After the exams, we will see what is to be done. Is this clear? Now me and my exams. You know, वो शादी का घोड़ा देखा है आपने? Yeah, like this flaps are being put up and he doesn't get diverted by crackers and all, and focused way it goes on. That's the same way. Chalo. So what are exemptions? That is section 11. It says these supply of goods or services are completely exempt or exempt up to a limit. Okay, right? So let us begin. How many of you are checking the Telegram? So many doubts. I was so happy to see that CS new study material is giving those quiz time questions. MCQ in the form of quiz, answer of which is given by way of scanning that and all. Okay, so you all are solving that. You are having some doubts you are asking, and I've cleared all the doubts by voice note. Maybe I think more than a day back. आपने पूछा था और मैंने डाउट क्लियर किया, उसमें 24 आवर्स निकल गए बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल द शेड्यूल. But whatever is your doubt, keep asking. DT, IDT, customs, these are my subjects, will surely help you. And accounts also, yes. Doubt clearing. I'm not teaching now, but I can definitely do doubt clearing because it's like passion. How I got 95, I know कि कितना क्या पढ़ा था, तो वो भी पूछ सकते हैं आप. चलें साथ में. चलो, I am sharing the screen and quickly revising. Any one of you doing live in Zoom, in YouTube, do you have any doubt in your mind? Preferably, please clear your doubt because, acha, and the questions are very easy. Did you observe? Particulars and amount you have to write. Item which is taxable, you write it outside to take it in the value of supply. Which is exempt, just write it in the inner column and outer column exempt. Okay, right? तो ऐसे पढ़ना है. ये सब हमने बेसिक्स तो कर लिया. Charitable trust, okay, whose registered object of the trust is helping the poor and abandoned and all. So these are the activities what they usually do. Charitable activities, taking care of physically and mentally retarded, those who are in the drugs, spiritual and yoga practice, educational program for homeless children, senior citizen above 65 years, prevention of environment, all this is exempt. Hospitals, schools, colleges which are maintained by trust, their income is also exempt. We have solved the question. If you have any conflict in your mind for the questions, these are best questions. One concept, one problem we have done. बस इतना कर लो और बाकी छोड़ दो. I am literally saying that beyond 15 pages of this chapter, leave the material. Just give a general reading for once और छोड़ दो. और वो भी मैं ही करा दूंगी. I'll only do it. Okay. Next is religious services. So if the religious services may, like you go to TTD temple and all, you stay over there, they are giving room rent, pay 1,000 per day tak exempt. Premises and Kalyan Mandapams function halls 10,000 per day rent. Shops inside the precincts 10,000 per day. Okay, right. Now, whenever you donate to temple and all, and if that donation is general, it is exempt. No GST is chargeable. Income tax part we are taking care in 80G. But when these donations, okay, which you are giving, if they are in the form of advertisement, that if you donate, they will put up your banner at so and so places during the yatra and all, then that's going to be chargeable to GST. Okay, right. Then agricultural related labor, farming, all the basic activities are exempt. Okay, yesterday someone was asking me fumigation का मतलब क्या है, क्योंकि अभी तक exempt था, अभी taxable है. मैंने कहीं लिखा भी होगा. ये रहा. Services by way of fumigation is, until now it was exempt, now it is taxable. This is like secondary activity, putting pesticides and all on the fruits, vegetables inside the warehouse so that you can store it for a longer period. So it's going to be taxable now. Okay. Services by way of storage, warehouse, ये सब तो exempt है. Okay. Agricultural related, all the activities are exempt, basic to bring the product into market, right? Education services provided by schools, colleges to students, faculty, staff is exempt. Education services provided by an education by way of conduct of entrance exam is exempt. Now services provided to the education institute, transport, catering, security, cleaning, housekeeping, keeping, and all these are exempt. So these are the services provided to school. Now 1, 2, 3 are exempt for school and college, taxable for college and universities. School and till higher secondary. 12th class तक अगर school है, and I am a private transporter who is giving transport facility to school, catering to school, housekeeping services to school exempt. These services to college taxable. Okay. Now, services relating to admission or conduct of examination सबके लिए exemption. Now, supply of online education journal for college it is exempt. For schools and all it is taxable. So after 12th only you are allowed to go for online education logically, religiously. ठीक है? Right. अच्छा, here one note I have added this, mark it important. ये एक बार एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आ चुका है. Whenever a private organization is giving security, cleaning and housekeeping, maintaining the labs and bathrooms and all in school, तो housekeeping कि उनका responsibility है to bring 10 of the staff and all that. Yeah. So to bring the staff and all. Okay. So now what I'm saying is these security services, cleaning, housekeeping, if they are provided in the school, then they are exempt. But if the school is having annual day function in some hotel, convention center or a function hall, there if they are giving the cleaning services, it's going to be taxable. Shall I repeat or clear? Outsourced servicing, house cleaning and all these services, ये पूरे security services. See, security agencies एक के बाद एक staff provide करते रहते हैं day night to keep security in the school, no problem. But same security we ask them, who are annual days in parade ground, and there also you provide the security, it's going to be chargeable. Clear? Then all the other services we have discussed yesterday, hostel and private tuitions are taxable, campus interviews, most chances of getting question from this. Okay? Chalo. IIM, if they are providing long-term coaching, degree, diploma, exempt. Short-term courses, which are like certification courses, then GST is applicable. I hope you all have the answers. We have done all the answers also yesterday. हमने किए थे. Healthcare services. Yeah. Basically, healthcare services provided by clinical establishment is hospital. Medical practitioner is doctor. Paramedics is nurses and physiotherapist and WOSUP. So per day up to 5,000 room rent is exempt. Beyond that, it is taxable. But if that room rent is for ICU, CCU and all, even if it exceeds more than 5,000, it is exempt. Okay. Now, canteen facility and food provided to inpatient along with the package is exempt. But outside patient who just come to visit the hospital and doctors, outpatient they are called, or their visitors, if they are having food in hospital, very well it is chargeable to tax. Okay? Veterinary clinic for animals and all is also exempt. Biomedical waste is exempt. Is my speed fine? ये कल बहुत detail में we have discussed. Anyone watching this video directly should see the first video to get a grip on one concept, one problem. We have finished that yesterday. Yeah. And you know, dear students, healthcare services, they recognize allopathy, homeopathy, yoga, naturopathy, ayurveda, that's it. Not Reiki, pranic healing. Nowadays, there are so many healing techniques. Okay, right. Thank you so much, all of you joining in and automatically putting it a like. Let's make sure this exemption video should get good number of the likes so that it is boosted by YouTube also. And this conceptual knowledge should reach more and more students. Thank you for that. Passenger transport service. Okay. Generally on airfare, GST is there. But if you are traveling by air from anywhere in India to Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura, Bagdogra airport, then GST is not chargeable. Okay? Non-AC contract carriage exempt. There is sure chances of getting question. I want all of you to remember chapter 3, e-commerce operators. You remember e-commerce operator we have done? Those who are providing online cab services, urban cab, or घर पे ही आप you can get haircut and all the services at your home. So when these radio cabs and all are done for tourist purpose, taxable. If they are done through e-commerce operator, taxable. Stage carriage, public buses, exempt. AC, exempt. But same through, sorry, AC for everyone, it is taxable. Even through e-commerce operator, it is taxable. Yeah. मेट्रो, मोनोरेल, ट्रामवे ये सब एग्जेम्प्ट है. रेलवे में एसी एंड फर्स्ट क्लास टिकट्स एंड एसी टिकट्स आर टैक्सेबल, रेस्ट ऑल आर एग्जेम्प्ट. दिस वन आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग अ क्वेश्चन इन एग्जाम समहाउ. ऐसे लग रहा है जो ट्रेंड देख के. मीटर्ड कैब्स, ऑटो रिक्शा, यू नो बैटरी ऑपरेटेड रिक्शाज आर देयर, दे आर एग्जेम्प्ट. बट थ्रू ओला उबर, आई वांट ऑल ऑफ यू टू राइट. ओला उबर मैंने लिखा है, बट बेटर वर्ड इज through e-commerce operator, it is taxable. Okay, right. Hiring of non-AC contract carriage by firms for transportation of their employees to and fro in a predetermined route. I did say yesterday this is an important amendment. Companies hiring non-AC bus for employees to and fro from office to home, home to office, and a predetermined route they have given that we would need 3 buses, one in A route, B route, C route. Second is we need 3 buses from 6 to 9, evening 6 to 9. हम देख लेंगे क्या कराना है, तो it's going to be chargeable to tax. If the contract carriage is hired for a fixed time and the receipt will decide the route and schedule, it's going to be taxable. Following or not? Yeah, this I said small airports where they are charging the fees. ठीक है, छोड़ दो. Problems we have solved. Goods transportation through GTA. GTA gives add-on over here. Consignment note. You know who is the consigner, who is the consignee, what is the vehicle number, what is the gross weight, net weight. Then it is taxable. Courier and all taxable. Inland waterways exempt. ठीक है? Same GTA, if they are giving essential services, even like railways, agricultural produce, milk, salt, food grain, organic manure, newspaper, registered, relief material, defense, so exempt. Okay, right. Now, if the GTA are providing service to unregistered, they are exempt. But if GTA are providing to registered recipient, that to factory, cooperative society, company, partnership firm, then they will pay the tax on RCM basis under section 9(3). ठीक है? GTA can pay forward charge if they themselves are registered 12%, or if GTA is unregistered, then the recipient will pay the tax at 5%. Same thing I've told that GST is chargeable when the mining people, they get the vehicles कि हमारे पास vehicle छोड़ के जाओ, हम देख लेंगे that we have to send these truckloads to the wagons at the railway station या कहाँ भेजना है. So when they are deployed for a fixed time, it's going to be taxable. हाँ, अगर वही predetermined route है and you know how they are going to operate, it's exempt. Okay. Banking services. Here the question is asked in this bit. कल अगर रह गया है, मुझे याद नहीं कल किया कि नहीं एक बार, तो इसको important mark करो. This in bracket. I want to discuss an example also. No theory question is going to be asked, beta, from this chapter. Only problems. If you ask me, first preference is always compulsory question on ITC, value of supply, time of supply. Exemptions do come, and the best part of the exemption is, अभी मैं आज question कराऊंगी ना आगे, तो आप देखना, it is like one bit questions are there, so no chance of missing this in choice. इतना easy है. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. Once again, I'll repeat in English also. Sometimes in the flow, that routine talk, I do it in Hindi. So students ask me, ma'am, 100% your lectures are in English. I think इतना तो समझ में आ रहा है बेटा. हाँ? What am I saying is, क्या बोल रहे थे वही भूल गए. चलो जब याद आएगा करेंगे. अभी बैंकिंग सर्विसेज. Banks are giving locker rent and commission and so many other services, SMS and checkbook. So all the charges of the bank, GST is there, and bank is one wherein the tax invoice is not required. But if the banks are giving service in the form of loans and they are charging interest, then no GST is levied, it is exempt except interest involved in credit card. यहाँ पे खास dash करके लिखो taxable. Are you all with me? समझ में आ रहा है आप सबको? Interest or discount, they are exempt. Even though the bank is giving service to you, ठीक है ले लो 5 लाख रुपए interest दे देना. So on interest they are not charging GST. But when they are giving you credit card and the account is settled next month till 3rd, then in the credit card bills, whatever interest you are paying on that GST is levied. Okay? Other than this, they give other administrative charges, broking, entry charges, all are taxable. Okay? Bill discounting is exempt because it's a kind of loan only, dear students. Please apply your common logic while doing exemption. कि सही में इस पे GST लगना चाहिए या नहीं. Late fees, SMS charges, locker rent, सब पे taxable है. Till here we have done yesterday. Now let us continue. I hope the 15 minutes were useful. 15-20 minutes हो गए. 22 minutes are over. Revision में. And volume is clear to all of you. Because live को मैं देख रही हूँ, but मैंने mute करके रखा है. So is the volume and all clear? चलो. Let us start with legal services now. Legal services I have given in so much detail, but if you ask me just it's a one-line answer that if legal services, I want all of you to write. Hope you all are having print of this. नहीं है टेलीग्राम में मैसेज करो, आपको सब प्रिंट्स मिल जाएंगे. और फिर भी नहीं है आपके पास तो नोटबुक में लिखो. Legal services provided to business entity are taxable on RCM basis. Business entity will pay tax. All right, clear to all of you? Legal services which are provided to business entity, they are taxable on RCM basis. Now let us see. Legal services is provided by arbitrary tribunal. It's like a small family court. Okay? To any person other than business entity, exempt. ये पूरा exempt का table है. It is provided to business entity with turnover less than 40 lakhs, 20 lakhs. मतलब registration का जो threshold limit है. You all know what is registration threshold limit? Only for goods 40 lakhs, goods and services 20 lakhs. And those 4 states, Manipur and Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura 10 lakhs. उससे नीचे है तो exempt. Otherwise business entity taxable. If they are providing, arbitrary tribunal is providing service to central government, state government, union territory, local authority, all exempt. अभी ये और ये एकदम सेम है, but because I have prepared the table earlier, it was थोड़ा सा different. अभी वैसे ही रखा है इसको. ये देखो, senior advocate. Senior advocate means if they are able to go by virtue and Supreme Court, High Court is of opinion, then they'll give the seniority. So senior advocate like arbitrary tribunal, any person other than business entity exempt. Business entity with below threshold limit exempt. If they are providing to central, state, union government and all exempt. बात समझ में आ रही है नहीं आप सबको? हाँ, partnership firm of advocates or an individual as advocate other than a senior advocate. Okay, so now partnership firm or advocate, if they are providing service to other advocate, exempt. Other than business entity, exempt. Business entity below threshold limit, exempt. ये वाले तीन बिट सेम हैं सब जगह. If you want, you can also mark and keep. Arbitrary tribunal, partnership firm, then senior advocate. Okay, providing service to other than business entity, exempt. Business entity जिसका threshold limit taxable से below है, exempt. Central government को दे रहे हैं, exempt. हाँ, here senior advocate giving service to advocates. See, here they said partnership firm or advocate individual other than senior advocate. So, senior advocate giving service to these three, so it is exempt. Senior advocate giving services to advocate or partnership firm, taxable. मैथ्स के जैसा है पर आपको एक एक लाइन में होना तो आई कैन टेल यू. आर्बिट्री ट्रिब्यूनल, A and C you can merge. Arbitrary tribunal and senior advocate giving service to business entity below threshold limit, exempt. Other than business entity, personal reason के लिए exempt. Central government, state government उन सबको exempt. Senior advocate giving service to advocate and partnership firm, taxable. And these all arbitrary tribunal, ye, all these people giving services to business entity above the threshold limit, very well taxable. Okay, arbitrary tribunal means an panel of arbitrators and all. Okay, right. Services provided by individual advocate, senior advocate firm to any business entity is taxable. Business entity shall be treated as person who receives service. Services by arbitrary tribunal to business entity, recipient of the service who is liable to pay the tax. So these legal services may always the recipient is liable to pay tax under RCM basis. ठीक है? Whether legal services include the representational service provided by individual advocate, senior advocate, हाँ, कि business entity का एक GST का केस है, सर आप ही चले जाओ हमारे बदले, you represent us. Is it going to be taxable? Yes. Legal services will include the representation service provided by advocate, including a senior advocate. GST is required to paid by the recipient of service. ठीक है? Right. Let us do 10th question for this. Yeah, read the question, please. It's very simple. Jolly, an advocate, has rendered following services in the month of April. Okay, representing Anu in his divorce case. Okay, so advocate is giving services not related to business entity, to exempt. Advocate is giving service representing Hriday, an architect by profession, in relation to his liability. Okay, turnover is 25 lakhs. Is Hriday a registered person? Yes. Will these services be taxable? Yes. Now we know that these services will be taxable on RCM. If they don't ask, don't write extra things. Clear to all of you? ठीक है? चलो. Examine whether GST is payable on, yeah, 1 minute. Each of the services, assuming Jolly to be an advocate or a senior advocate. तो यहाँ पे तो पर्सनल के केस में एडवोकेट है या सीनियर एडवोकेट, एग्जाम. बिजनेस के केस में एडवोकेट और सीनियर एडवोकेट टैक्सेबल. Legal consultancy given to Ramshyam, a partnership firm of advocate. Now here, advocate giving services to another advocate, exempt. Senior advocate giving services, taxable. 2 seconds, please refer back. Table को refer करो ये देखो. Advocate giving service to another advocate, exempt. Other than senior advocate. So senior advocate giving services, taxable. Clear to all of you? अच्छा है एकदम. या जितना इजी बना सक रहे हैं उसको हम बना रहे हैं. एंड होप यू ऑल आर ऑल्सो गेटिंग एवरीथिंग. हाँ, सिंक हो रहा है सब. चलो नेक्स्ट वी गो परफॉर्मेंस बाय आर्टिस्ट. ऑलरेडी एग्जाम में आ चुका है इसका क्वेश्चन. सर्विसेज बाय आर्टिस्ट बाय वे ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस इन फोक और क्लासिकल फॉर्म, म्यूजिक, डांस, theatre. India is full of vast different cultures from north to south, east to west. Yes or no? So to encourage the culture, they say if artist is performing and if the consideration is not more than 1,50,000, it is exempt. But his performance should be related to music, dance, and theatre. Exemption will not apply to service provided by artist as brand ambassador. Yeah. तो किसका एग्जाम्पल लें? या तबलिस्ट. नो, सो सॉरी, आई फॉरगॉट हिज नेम. जाकिर हुसैन. हाँ, द तबला प्लेयर. ही कम्स इन टाटा टी एड, वाताज. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? इज जाकिर हुसैन. ही वॉज इन म्यूजिक, डांस, थिएटर. या he was promoting the folk and the classical art of India. Yes, but if he's coming in the advertisement, okay, then will he be liable for GST? Answer is yes, because there he is endorsing the brand. Okay, right. So many of artists. Let me tell you, we are all chartered accountants, and one of our colleague, her name is, I want to refer her name also, Suhasini Sridhar. She's a Hindustan classical dancer and she performs so many shows. So that will not be taxable because she's encouraging all this. But then these performances may, if she endorse some brand, okay, then it will become taxable. There are so many of, like I'm saying so many, because who says ki CA CMA के बच्चे boring होते? I myself I have given 4 examples of Hindustan classical vocal. Not to boost myself, I'm saying dear students, आप सब कर सकते हैं, आप भी मेरे जैसे. One of my student, qualified student now as a CA, she has done her Ranga Pravesham. Means all the examples of Kuchipudi dance she has completed. And 2 others are also doing. So I've seen CA students playing so well, musical instrument, singing, dancing. Huh? So it is really encouraging to see that. Yeah, but if these professionals, they endorse a brand, it's going to be taxable. Okay? Because they are promoting a brand or service or like that. Activities by performing artist and all will be exempt up to 1,50,000. बियॉन्ड 1,50,000 बेटा पूरा टैक्सेबल हो जाएगा. हॉस्पिटल की लिमिट 5,000 थी, उसके ऊपर पूरा टैक्सेबल. नाउ वील डू रेसिडेंट वेलफेयर एसोसिएशन. देयर मंथली व्हाट यू पे फॉर मेंटेनेंस अप टू 7,500 एग्जाम. इफ इट गोज 8,000 fully taxable. You can't say up to a limit exempt karo. Once more, because IPL and all is going on in summer, they can ask, what about the IPL players? Taxable. All activities by artists in other form other than our culture and folk, like Western music, Justin Bieber coming to Hyderabad and performing, GST is chargeable, right? So Western music or dance, modern theaters, performance of actors in film and TV serials, all would be taxable. Arijit's show in Hyderabad, the tickets were starting from 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, including GST. GST बिल्कुल लगता है ये सब shows में. Similarly, activities of artists in still, if you're fond of seeing awards, Filmfare Awards, IFA Awards, तो इनके भी जो एंट्री टिकट्स होते हैं ना, they are all taxable. Activities of artists in still art form, paintings, sculptures, all taxable. Only exempt is music, dance, theatre. Okay? Chalo. Let us do this problem now. In your notebook, you will write it in the same way, particulars and amount. Performing classical dance, 75,000, exempt. Performing in TV serial, taxable. Servicing as brand ambassador, taxable. Ma'am, it is 1,50,000. Still, if it is brand ambassador, it is taxable. Coaching in recreational activities relating to art. Yeah. So coaching in the recreational activities related to art, it is taxable because it is two lakh. So it is going to be taxable as the amount has exceeded 1,50,000. ठीक है? Recreation activities in the arts, 1 second, a limit is not there. Recreation activities and sport activities are exempt. 1,50,000 limit is for music, dance, theatre. But if it is recreation activities related to coaching and related to sport, it's completely exempt. Sculpture making, it's going to be taxable. Western dance, 50,000 taxable. Bollywood dance, taxable. Hindustan classical performance for opening of a new store. You are endorsing a branded store. Very well taxable. Carnatic music performance in concert. Donation received goes to orphanage. What you do of your income is immaterial. But we are giving you income above 1,50,000. No, it's going to be chargeable to GST. टोटल करो देखो कितना आ रहा है बेटा. Coaching and recreation, for sure it is exempt without limit. I'll tell you कैसे क्यों आ रहा है ऐसा. Sports and this both. How much you all are getting total taxable services? Thank you. Faster than me. 14,25,000 is the total. एक बार देखो. 14,25,000. Please do the correct. Some of you are taking it as taxable. ये exempt है. Coaching in the recreation activities like arts, sports. You're providing coaching. This is not a part of these service. This is only for music, dance. But ये दूसरे service में exempt है. Completely. No upper limit. Okay? Correction किया बेटा आप सबने. अच्छा एक और तो छूट ही गया था कथक डांस. But that is exempt. Now determine the value of the GST payable. 14,25,000 into 18%. 256,500. 256,500. ठीक है चलो. Right to various events. Okay, when you take entry ticket and you go to museum, national park, zoo park, tiger reserves, wildlife sanctuary, it is all exempt. Services by way of admission to protected monuments. Like Hyderabad is having so many monuments. I can say Charminar and Salarjung Museum and Nehru Zoological Park and Birla Museum. So these are all the places wherein you have to pay entry ticket, but on that GST is not there. Clear to all of you? Other than this, When you pay entry ticket and you go to see circus, dance, theater performance, award function, concert, musical performance, or any sporting event, huh? Recognized sporting event, planetarium या आपके IPL matches, कोई music program, पंकज उधास program, or you can say some stand-up comedies, all, then it is exempt up to 500 per person. Okay, if the ticket is up to 500 per person, it is exempt. Ma'am, we have charged 800, but the whole amount we are using for charity for orphanage. That is immaterial. But if you are charging the entry ticket above 500, GST is going to be taxable. I'm just giving you the reason because in exam also they give this reason. So just two more services and we will be done with. ठीक है? चलो. Services by unincorporated body or NPO. You know, housing societies, NPO सबने किया है non-trading concern foundation में. Receipt payment account, income expenditure account. Huh? So Resident Welfare Association, I'm talking about this. What they do, you know, monthly maintenance we pay, and out of that the housing society is doing all the expenditures. It will not include direct expense like paying your electricity bill, your water bills, your gas through pipeline. वो सब नहीं. Other maintenance expense. Okay. But nowadays, gated colonies and all are there, which are having swimming pool, gym, basketball court, play area, so much facilities, and the monthly maintenance is like 20,000, 25,000. Is this chargeable to GST? Answer is yes. समझ में आ रहा है? RWA full form is Resident Welfare Association. If it is registered and they are charging more than 7,500, taxable. If it is registered and they are charging less than 7,500, exempt. If they are unregistered, okay, then whether they are charging more or less, it's going to be exempt. There is an unregistered. Why can anyone say? There is an unregistered welfare association, unregistered, and they are charging 8,500 per month from all the flat owners. Still, there is no GST. ऐसा क्यों? Think and type a message. 2 minutes, I'll come back. बस थोड़े और problem. Half an hour, 45 minutes, the class will be over. Can anyone answer why beta ऐसा क्यों? It's a very logical question what I have asked you now. If the registered welfare association is unregistered and it is charging 8,500, ma'am, you said 7,500. Above that, the full amount is taxable. But if they are unregistered, how can they collect GST? GST can never be collected by a person who is unregistered. Clear to all of you? Right. Services by an unincorporated body or a NPO to the members. Okay. Are you all with me? Services by an unincorporated body or NPO to members, वही प्रोवाइडेड बाय एनपीओ. हाँ, कभी कभी क्या करते हैं ना, एनपीओज और एनजीओज, दे फॉर्म ग्रुप एंड दे डू लेक क्लीनिंग एक्टिविटी, बर्ड्स वॉचिंग क्लब, प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ एनिमल्स, ऐसे सबके लिए दे फ्रॉम एनपीओ ग्रुप. ओके, and then they are giving services, they are engaged in all the promotion activities to its own members against the membership fees for 1,000 per member per year, tak to exempted. But if you make a club where you are charging more than 1,000 per member per year, then it is going to be taxable. Okay. Services by way of renting of residential dwelling. Here there is an amendment. In income tax, this is taxable under income from house property or 194 H, if I am not wrong. Rent पे GST भी TDS भी कटता है 194 I में, plant and machinery, building and all that. Now see what they are saying. Residential building is rented to service recipient who is registered. आप उसको रेंट पे दे रहे हो who is registered and he is using it for residential purpose. But for example, the residential house is taken by a company and they are going to use it as guest house कि हमारे directors and people who will come, they will stay. Or the residential house is taken by company on rent for residential purpose of their employees. So who is the service recipient? Company. Can they pay the tax on RCM basis? Yes. ये taxable हो जाएगा with RCM. अब service recipient is unregistered. Okay. And they have given the service to a recipient who is also unregistered. It's exempt. Okay. But if they have given for commercial purpose, it is going to be taxable. Residential building के अंदर you allow someone to open a boutique, a parlor, then very well GST is applicable. Clear to all of you? Huh? Can we make a flowchart also for this? 2 minutes it will take. If the residential building is taken by registered person for personal residence, still exempt. But if the residential is person, he is a registered person. जिसको आप रेंट पे दे रहे हैं ना, टेनेंट इज रजिस्टर्ड बट ही हिमसेल्फ इज गोइंग टू स्टे देयर, एग्जेम्प्ट. बट इफ यू आर गिविंग इट टू अ रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन हु इज गिविंग इट टू देयर एम्प्लॉइज और गेस्ट हाउस, टैक्सेबल. और अगर सर्विस रिसिपेंट रजिस्टर्ड है तो इट्स गोइंग टू बी टैक्सेबल विद आरसीएम. सर्विस रिसिपेंट इज अनरजिस्टर्ड है एंड यू आर गिविंग इट फॉर commercial purpose, then so in all the cases it is taxable, but it will be taxable for forward charge mechanism. Confuse हो रहे हैं थोड़ा या clear है? बोलो, give your feedback. Otherwise simply we can quickly make the flow chart. Clear, right? Chalo. And even though the rent is 1 lakh and GST is 18,000, TDS is always deducted on the rent amount because that's what is income. TDS is on income, rental income. GST part to I'm collecting from you and I'm paying to government. Clear? Right. I want to repeat, if the residential building is given for commercial purposes, it is taxable. Residential building for residential purposes, personal, not taxable. Residential building to registered person for use and giving to its employees on rent or as guest house, बिल्कुल taxable है. ठीक है? Right. Services by way of access to road, bridges on payment of toll charges, overloading charges, additional amount collected for not having Fasttrack. No, they are all taxable. Why they have given an exempt here? ठीक है, we check once, but अभी तो आप taxable लिखो. While you do other problem, I'll once more check, but it is taxable. You know what is overloading charges? Along with toll, if the vehicle is overloaded, you have to put 2 feet, you have put 3.5 feet. They are going to charge overloading charges. अगर इस पे GST लगेगा तो इस पे भी GST लगेगा. Yeah. But recently, after Fasttrack and all, they have been made exempt. This is the first time even I got confused. ठीक है, इसको देख लेंगे. Exempt है जब से Fasttrack आ गया है, exempt है. Yeah, toll and all is exempt. Compute the taxable value of supply, the rate of GST, toll receipts from Baroda to Ahmedabad. You all know Baroda to Ahmedabad express highway is there. Express highways, you can go with a higher speed because there are no crossroads, no vehicles coming on the opposite side and all. Okay, so with this express highway, toll receipt is 500, not taxable. Along with toll, if they are charging overloading charges, then that is also not taxable. But commission which is earned on the toll trips, that is taxable. Commission के ऊपर तो GST लगेगा ना. टोल ट्रिप्स पे जो कमीशन कॉन्ट्रैक्टर होता है ना, मिडिल मैन, so that's going to be taxable. Chalo. Now, an individual as a player, sports related services provided to recognize sports body. IPL is not that, of course it is recognized, but जो sports authority of India है, जैसे BCCI, cricket and all, it is not recognized, right? So, services provided to recognize sports body by individual as player, referee, umpire, coach, team manager. I want you to remember. I'm just giving you exactly the required knowledge to hit the exam answer. अभी हम प्रॉब्लम करेंगे ना बेटा, बहुत मजा आएगा आपको. प्लेयर, रेफरी, अंपायर, कोच, team manager for participating in the sports event which is organized by recognized sports body exempt. अब यही मैच में कमेंटर्स होते हैं, क्यूरेटर्स होते हैं, और जो बाकी स्टाफ है वो सब टैक्सेबल होगा. One sports body is giving service to another sports body, exempt. Services by individuals such as selectors, commentators, curators, technical expert, taxable. Whose services are exempt? Player, referee, umpire, coach, team manager. Baki sab taxable. Services of player to a franchise which is not a recognized sport body is taxable. Service of a player to a franchise, which is not a recognized sports body. I want all of you to write here. IPL, very well, taxable. Clear to all of you? Virat, a famous cricketer, furnishes you with the following details. Okay. Let us check up. You are required to determine his GST liability. Receipts from Sports Authority of India for participating in the games, 80 lakhs, exempt. Receipts from franchise of IPL, 15 lakhs, taxable. Receipt from acting as a brand ambassador. Cricketers are coming in so many ads, very well taxable. Receipts of sports training academy to coach the young players. Private sports academy आजकल तो बहुत चल रहे हैं. Taxable. 15 and 9. 24 lakhs is the taxable value and इस पे 18% tax आ जाएगा. देखो कितना, 4,32,000. Clear to all of you? Sports services given to Recognize sports body as a player, referee, umpire, coach, team manager, exempt. Sports services given to recognized sports body as a selector, commenter, curator, technical expert, taxable. IPL brand ambassador and all taxable. ठीक है? चलो. Tour operators services supplied by tour operator to foreign tourists. In India, whatever tour operators are providing service, they are all liable to GST. अगर वो registered है, threshold limit के ऊपर है, तो है. Now, if the tour operators are giving service to foreign tourists and that tour is also performed outside India, exempt. I am having a client in France who wants to visit the Eiffel Tower, and for that I am arranging. So tourist कहाँ है? France का. Trip कहाँ है? France में. So it's not going to be taxable, no? In India GST. This is like वो non-resident chapter वाला. Are those services utilized in India? Loan, royalty, then it is taxable. Outside India और वो खुद भी outside है, foreign tourist है. Services भी outside India, it's going to be exempt. Which is performed partly in India and partly outside India. Then what is performed outside India is exempt. Up to such proportion of total consideration charged for entire tour which equal to proportion which number of days for which tour is performed outside India has to the total number of days comprising the tour. So if 3 days trip is planned in India and 5 days outside India, so 5/8 is going to be exempt or 50% of total consideration. अब इसके पूरे examples मैंने दिए हैं यहाँ देखो. Any duration of above 12 hours, you will take it as 1 full day. Less than 12 hours, 0.5 day. ठीक है? चलो. Tour is 5 days. 3 day India, 2 day Sweden. तो 2 day Sweden exempt होगा. 50,000 का 50% or 50,000 into 2/5 Sweden, whichever is lower is exempt. Out of 50,000, taxable will be 30,000. Tour of 5 days. 2 days in India, 3 days in Sweden. Now 3/5, 30,000 or 50%. What is lower? 25,000. Exempt, remaining 25 taxable. What is the tour service amount outside India? That's going to be exempt. 50,000 का 50% or 2.5 days in India and see less than 12 hours है तो 0.5 days उसके ऊपर है तो full day. हाँ, this they can ask. अभी तक नहीं पूछा है but पूछ सकते हैं. I'm just doing remaining 20% which I couldn't do yesterday and straight I'll go to question answer. ठीक है? हाँ? 5.5, 2.5 days in India, 3 days in Sweden. So 50,000 into 3/5.5 Sweden या 50% of total amount whichever is lower is exempt. ठीक है? Clear है सबको? चलो. HIL private manufacturing cosmetics. Now we are doing some combined problem. Major services are over. थोड़े जो general हैं वो बाद में discuss करेंगे. Exactly the way questions are going to be asked from 14, 15, 16, 17. ये सब past exam के questions हैं. ये तो already मतलब मैंने year नहीं लिखा है. May 22 and November 23. So we are doing lot of questions now. 24 tak we are going to do all the questions in class. So coming 15-20 minutes, pay attention. They are one liners and very scoring. HIL Private manufactures cosmetics with brand name and HIL Private has organized a concert. Alia Sharma is the brand ambassador who is a leading film actress and the proceeds of the concert are donated. आप proceeds का कुछ भी करो. But is Alia acting as a brand ambassador? Is she required to pay GST? Answer is yes. Liable to pay GST. चलो. Determine taxable value of supply under GST law with respect to each of the following. Okay. Determine the taxable value of the supply under the GST law with respect to each of the following. Fees charged for, Abna, listen all of you. Until now, every service we were doing one question which was important. Healthcare question, school question, charitable trust question. Abhi we are doing exam oriented and bit by bit marks are there. So just apply your common logic and do it 100%. अगर आप इसको बोल रहे मैम ये तो तुक्का मारना हुआ तो it will come correct because it's very very easy. करें साथ में चलो. Determine the taxable value of the supply. Fees charged for yoga exempt. Amount charged by business correspondent for services provided to rural branch of the bank in respect of saving account. So business correspondents are third parties who are going to rural areas and encouraging people to go for these kind of services exempt. Amount charged by cord blood bank for preservation of stem cells exempt. Amount charged for services provided by commentators, curators, technical team, even though they are giving services to recognize sports body, it's taxable. So answer is 5,50,000 is taxable. एक खुद से करेंगे आप लोग सब, हाँ जैसे जूम में आंसर देते हैं दे दो, खुद से करो. देखो नेक्स्ट वाला आंसर प्रिंटेड है तो कैसे खुद से करोगे. Examine whether GST is exempted. Services provided by private transport to schools, it is exempt. If it had been catering and transport service to college and universities, taxable. Services provided by way of vehicle parking. अभी इसको रिपीट करना होगा बेटा आपको, इतने ही सर्विसेज को. Services provided by way of vehicle parking to general public in a shopping mall. No, these are very well taxable. They are not exempt. A state transport undertaking has hired motor vehicles meant to carry 8 to 10 passengers from fast cab renting, a motor vehicle renting company. Give your comment as to whether GST is payable in this case. Okay. If they have rented a motor vehicle which is carrying 12 or more passengers, then it is exempt. Here, even though it is a straight undertaking, but they have hired vehicle which is meant to carry 8 to 10 passengers, और state transport ने ये private से लिया है, fast cab वाला. Yeah, since motor vehicle given on hire by fast cab renting to state transport are meant to undertake it, the same is not liable for exemption. It's going to be taxable. These classes are little straining now because continuous बोलना है. Are you all following? Very nice questions, exactly the level which can come in exam. CMA students, your 1 to 3 is very easy. 4th onwards study material में है, 5-6 questions जरूर करो. CA students, at the back of your chapter and in between quizzes given, do solve that. If you are not getting the answer, message me. Indian Engineering College, a recognized educational institute, has conducted an entrance test for various courses run by it and charged entrance fees from applicants. Determine whether Indian Engineering College is liable to pay the GST on the same. Entrance pay, it is exempt, no GST. Huh? So 2-3 lines you have to write carefully, beta. Chalo. Keon Enterprises, an event organizer, provided services to Breathing Wall Limited by way of organizing business exhibition in New Delhi as a part of Make in India initiative. Keon claims that it is not required to pay GST as services are provided by way of organizing business exhibition which are exempt. If you organize business exhibitions outside India, yeah, then it is exempt. but here too it is in Delhi. No, the claim made by the Kion enterprise that it is not required to pay GST is wrong. Services provided by organizers to any person in respect of business exhibition are exempt only when business exhibition is held outside India, because you are promoting India's business outside India. So no GST. It's like export ना, आप यहाँ बैठ के export करो or take your product, go and do an exhibition in Dubai and then export. It's exempt. Since in given case exhibition is being organized in India, the services of organization of event by Kion Enterprise will not be exempt from GST. State with reason whether the following are liable to goods and services. Okay, whether you will pay the tax on them or not. चलो एक एक करके देखते हैं. Services by way of training or coaching in recreation activities like art and culture fully exempt. This will not come in that dance, music, theatre. Huh? There 1,50,000 limit is there. This will come under recreation activities, sports and all exempt. Services provided by player to a franchise which is not a recognized sports body, बिल्कुल taxable है. Preschool education and education up to higher secondary school or equivalent exempt school services. स्कूल को कभी देखा है स्कूल फीस के ऊपर जीएसटी लेते हुए? हाँ, बट प्राइवेट ट्यूशंस, कोचिंग सेंटर्स, ऑनलाइन कोचिंग जीएसटी लगता है. Services by veterinary clinic, animals and all exempt. Services by way of public convenience, washrooms and all exempt. So only this one is taxable. Are the questions easy? Chalo. Rahman, a tour operator, provides services to a foreign tourist for tour conduct to land. Foreign tourist, if you are providing them tour to India, very well it is taxable. Foreign tourist, if you are providing tour outside India, exempt. Both, then proportionate which is outside India or 50% which is exempt. Hriday acts as a team manager for Indian Sports League, a recognized sports body for a tennis tournament, yeah, by multi-brand retail company and receive 2 lakhs remaining taxable. If they are giving services to Sports Authority of India, that too as a player, coach, umpire, then exempt. Curator, commenter, selector, taxable. अब ये पूरे past exam के questions हैं. City builders registered in Haryana rented out 20 residential units owned by it in Sanskriti Society to company, an IT based, for accommodation of employees. Residential dwelling let out for residential purpose to a registered person for their employees to stay or guest house. Very well taxable. अभी पढ़ाया आपको. Services provided by way of renting of residential dwelling for use as residence is exempt from GST. However, where the residential dwelling is rented to a registered person, the said exemption is not available. समझ में आ रहा है? Further, tax on service provided by way of residing, giving it to registered person, जो company है Rudra Technologies, he will be liable to pay the tax on RCM basis. Purohit Consultants, a partnership firm registered as a regular taxpayer, paid sponsorship fees of 70,000 at a seminar organized by a private NGO in Delhi. Very well taxable. And when sponsorship services is given to any body corporate and all, GST is liable to be paid by under RCM by these body corporates and all. है ना? चलो. Determine whether GST is payable in each of the following cases. Dhruv developers sold a plot of land in Greater Noida after laying down of drainage line, water lines and electricity lines. बात समझ में आ रही है? Dhruv developers have sold. See, generally sale of land is within, I mean, say it is outside the purview of the GST because it doesn't come in the definition of the goods. But here they are saying the land is sold. आपको पता है ना, ये बहुत common example in layman terms, it is called as plotting. A big plot is purchased. Inside that, for row houses, you make plots with basic drainage and all services, and those plots are sold individually. And like this, colonies are set up. So very well, this is also exempt because it's ultimately the sale of land only, which is outside the purview of GST. GST is not payable by Dhruv on sale of the plot because this circular clarifies, no need to learn the circular number and all, of GST on sale of land, as sale of land is neither a supply of goods nor a supply of service. Therefore, the sale of land does not attract GST. Land may be sold either as it is or after some development. Yeah, right. Deccan Shipping Private Limited, registered under GST in Andaman Nicobar, provided the passenger transport service to the local residents in ferries. Okay. Even if these ferries are run by private contractors, still it is exempt because it comes under inland water transport. Very beautiful question. Highly recommended. You share it with your friends. If you can write the duration from where I started the question. See, services also I have done only the important services. मैंने एक बड़ा सा लिस्ट छोड़ दिया है. Taking that risk. It's not going to come in exam. But for 1 or 2 marks, you cannot learn those 12 pages with limits and all. So छोड़ दो. Transportation of passenger services provided by private operators are exempt. Yeah. Transportation of passenger by public transport other than for tourism are also exempt. हाँ, तो ये पूरा explanation लिखा है, आप पढ़ लेना, but ये exempt. Services provided to recognize port body as selector, very well taxable. GST is payable because he is not a player, referee, umpire, coach or team manager. Player, referee, umpire, coach or team manager. अभी मुझे DT, IDT, I know how to teach. I'm not much good at sports. I can explain you the difference between referee and umpire. ठीक है. Services provided by way of transportation of passengers in metered cab. Generally, metered cab is exempt. But if the metered cabs are provided by e-commerce operator, taxable. Transportation of passengers with or without accompaniment by metered cabs are specifically exempt. However, where such are supplied by e-commerce operator, then they are going to be taxable. Okay. Two seconds. Chalo. So that's all for all the questions. Please comment below the video if you're watching and if you're liking. One class I have done payment of taxes, returns and tax invoices, ledgers. ये सब आपके एक दिन में कर दिए. Exemption I can go up to 4-5 classes, regular classes. But अभी जरूरत ही नहीं है, ये बस important वाले पढ़ लो. Recently, this year, 24 exam के लिए specifically they have given 2 amendments. Satellite launch services which are supplied by ISRO are exempt. Services provided to the government authority by way of water supply, health, sanitization, solid waste, slum improvement and all are exempt. Services by way of transportation of the goods by aircraft or vessel from custom station in India to place outside India. Transportation of the goods by aircraft or by waterways from the custom station to a place outside India, taxable. Services by way of granting national permit to operate the vehicles, you pay some fees. वो fees के ऊपर GST नहीं लेगा. अभी इसके साथ we go to RTO and we pay license fees and vehicle registration and all that is exempt. Services related to culture, arts and sports are exempt. Services by way of training or coaching, ye dekho. I was saying, no, somewhere I've read these services are fully exempt. Recreation activity for arts and culture by individual. Individual providing recreation activities exempt. Sports activities by trust are exempt. What is taxable? This 1,000 limit is not there now. यह पूरा taxable है. Hotels and OYO services and all. Services by RBI. Services to RBI is exempt, but services by RBI are taxable. Services provided by IRDA, that is Insurance Regulatory Development Authority, SEBI, ये एग्जाम में आया है कि ये टैक्सेबल है. सर्विसेज ऑफ लीजिंग ऑफ असेट्स बाय इंडियन रेलवे, IRFC, वेरी पॉपुलर, इसके बॉन्ड्स और सब, टू इंडियन रेलवेज. They are providing coaches, wagons, logos to Indian Railways on lease. Who? Finance को देखो, Indian Railways को पैसे चाहिए ट्रेन के लिए, vehicle, I mean say wagons के लिए, coaches के लिए. That will be financed by IRFC. IRFC will get the money from public and it will finance the railways. So it is taxable now, leasing service. Services by way of licensing, registration, testing, samples and all. Services provided by GSTN. These are all taxable now. Services by way of fumigation, putting pesticides and all. Services by slaughtering of animals, taxable. Cord blood bank by way of preservation of cells or any other service in relation to the preservation. Okay. Cord blood bank. However, many times as a teacher also we check this. Surely, I'll put a picture of this. There's a confusion here. ठीक है, चलो. So, majorly we have completed all the questions till 24 problem. Okay. It's not that close the class. I am also closing by reading only the important ones. Chalo, next now. GST on supply of food in Anganwadis. They are exempt. Anganwadis are nothing but Hindi name for preschools. So preschools and all, catering and all those are exempt. GST on overloading charges at the toll plaza. One second, dear students, 1 second. These are exempt now. Even though overloading charges are exempt, commission on them is taxable. One second, page number. Okay. Exempt, toll charges and all. Next is what? GST on application fees charged by entrance fees exempt. GST on transport of minerals from mining pit to railway siding, where we have given the vehicle along with driver and all for specific duration, it's taxable because you are not providing goods transport service. You are providing renting. इतने घंटे के लिए vehicle हमको दे दो, तो it's going to be taxable. GST on payments of honorarium to guest anchors, very well it is taxable. हाँ, टीवी के जो गेस्ट है ना, लाइक so many Indian Idol, Kapil Sharma, so all these are paid. Hiring of vehicles by firms for transportation of their employees to and from work. This I have explained. If you are hiring a private vehicle, non-AC vehicle for your employees to and fro on a predetermined route, it's exempt. It's exempt. But it's not going to be exempt when you say we want these vehicles at our service. Whatever we will do, we will decide. हाँ, वो टाइम पे हमको कहाँ भेजना है, तो it's going to be taxable. GST on tickets of private ferry for passengers transport. Like I told you, North Goa to South Goa, Port Blair, say दूसरे port, Andaman Nicobar, exempt. But if these are the fancy boat ride, shikara and all for tourism purposes, it's going to be taxable. Services by postal department, all are taxable except basic services like postcard, inland letter, book post, ordinary post envelope which weighs less than 10 grams. इसको छोड़ के speed post agency, all the other services provided by post office are chargeable to GST. बस यहां से मैंने लिखा है just read, but आप छोड़ दो, ये सब services providers exempt हैं. Business correspondent for rural area we have seen. Leasing services exempt. Sponsorship government related है तो exempt. Skill development exempt. Incubatees and technology related services exempt. Slaughtering of animals ये सब exempt है. राइट टू इंफॉर्मेशन एक्ट में अगर आप कुछ फीस पे कर रहे हो, exempt है. Services provided by the central government, some of them funeral services, mortuary, all that are covered in the negative list also, exempt. Services provided by police and securities, okay. For the private business functions and all, like recently there was a function at the Ambani's family function. So if they want police security, then it is going to be chargeable to GST and they will pay. Like there is a private Karnataka Cricket Association Bangalore who wants to hold a cricket match and they want the police to give security. So this is liable to GST because it's a private function and GST is going to be payable by the Cricket Association on RCM basis. प्राइवेट इंश्योरेंस सर्विसेज, अगर जनरल इंश्योरेंस गवर्नमेंट का है तो एग्जेम्प्ट है. प्राइवेट तो हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, लाइफ इंश्योरेंस, ऑल आर चार्जेबल टू जीएसटी. ये मैंने बोल्ड में दिया है क्योंकि ये पूछते हैं. रनिंग ओल्ड एज होम बाय सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और अ ट्रस्ट फॉर सीनियर सिटीजन 60 years and above by taking monthly consideration up to 25,000 per month, provided that consideration charged is inclusive of charges for lodging, boarding and all, it is exempt up to 25,000. ये पूछते हैं इसीलिए मैंने आपको लिखा है. Passport, all those services, no GST. Construction limited. Now only confusion is for the toll, which I have already clarified. 100% it is exempt. बट टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, इतने सर्विसेज में से हमको कंफ्यूजन वहां हुआ एंड दीज. सो डेफिनेटली लाइक कॉर्ड ब्लड बैंक सर्विसेज आल्सो एग्जेम्प्ट 100%. सो दिस विल नॉट कम कि इट्स गोइंग टू बी टैक्सेबल. नाउ ये एग्जेम्प्ट में ही आएगा. बायोमेडिकल वेस्ट ये भी एग्जेम्प्ट है. सो स्लॉटरिंग ऑफ एनिमल्स ये तो अब टैक्सेबल हो गया है. सो दीज टू सर्विसेज and the toll one I'll confirm. Rest all is clear. Here we have completed the major portion of the GST Sarathi Fasttrack batch in 21 classes every day in a committed way, right? Thank you so much. You all are being committed to attend every day, and it takes daring to attend the classes till here. स्टार्टिंग में तो सब सुनते हैं, फिर 5-6 क्लासेस के बाद बस इससे ज्यादा दिमाग में नहीं जाएगा. अरे ऐसे कैसे नहीं जाएगा? When you have done it earlier, you can do it now, and you are going to do it for sure ahead also. So stay connected. My priority will be solving MTPs, RTPs. So we have done for May 24 students, and then I will continue with customs also in the live classes. So CMA students will also get the full package. There will be a feedback form which is going to be circulated in the challengers WhatsApp group and in the Telegram group once I complete the coaching, not now. So if you have missed any backlog, stay connected. Do watch this channel. You will get lot of to the point required information. If you have any doubt in planning, any doubt on my teaching, any doubt on your preparation, any doubt in DT, IDT, costing, I have already uploaded all the chapter wise revision lectures, booster notes और कंपाइलर जिसमें पूरे पास्ट एग्जाम के क्वेश्चन चैप्टर वाइज ये सब दिया है बेटा आपके लिए. बस आप बहुत मेहनत करो, अच्छे से पास हो जाओ. लाइफ इज गोइंग टू बी ऑसम when you add degree in front of your name. CA Dipti Chheda. That's what my name you are saying. So CMA, CS, whatever exam you're writing, write your name with that tagline and put it and look every day. You will always be focused. Any help required, I'm just a message away. And humble request, please comment and share this whole playlist with your friends whom you trust, that they will अंडरस्टैंड. एक क्लास में क्लबिंग, एक क्लास में सेट ऑफ, 2 क्लास में डिडक्शंस, 1 कॉन्सेप्ट, 1 प्रॉब्लम. Quality of coaching is very, very important. The level of the problems which I have solved for total income, for deductions, for salary, it's a challenge. They are awesome. एग्जाम ओरिएंटेड ही है ये सब. ठीक है, चलो एग्जाम के बाद डेफिनेटली वी हैव योर स्किल डेवलपमेंट सीरीज. 2 years back I invited for how to write your resume and so many other things, how to present your proper image when you go for interviews. बहुत सारी चीजें हम सीखेंगे, करेंगे after the exam. So stay connected. Everything is going to be live on this channel. No recording and uploading. God bless you all. Thank you so much for staying connected till here. You will get a message when there is no class tomorrow evening. तो आप अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करो. CMA students, promise you all are going to write chapter wise exam. Okay, right? CA students, if your schedule permits, do that. Once you upload your answer in the mail, immediately you will get the suggested answer. I'm not going to give away. Very hard मेहनत से papers बनाए हैं. MCQ, थ्योरी क्वेश्चन, प्रैक्टिकल ऐसे ही नहीं दे देंगे आपको टेलीग्राम में कि लिखते रहो. That will not serve the purpose. And I have done lot of improvement in my teaching in the last 2 decades with feedback from you all students. So any positive feedback, anything required to be improved, or something which you really liked in my learning, comment below this video. Thank you so much. Lots and lots of blessings and best wishes. Today is Thursday. Yeah, the next class will be on Wednesday, right? We'll be doing it live. See you then. Till then.